Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Aussie this morning using Bill Williams? So I just want to highlight a couple of things. So firstly, the closing pin bar here is incorrect. So my broker's got some wrong data there. And what I'd like to point out is this high, and that was the next touch. Okay, so that to me is my trend line. And as far as I'm concerned, we had a daily close above that trend line. So I would expect us to either bounce off this level that we closed near, so 52850. So I'd expect us to kind of bounce off this area, come back, and more than likely test this break. Okay, so that is a high probability trade. But what could also happen is we could just continue our momentum and move to the upside. So this bar did close on its high. So that's either an exhaustion bar to a level, and you can see we have a level here, and we're also sort of on a trend line, okay? Or alternatively, it's looking to continue for a breakthrough here. So what we need to do is just watch price action to see which play is going to play out. Okay, so first things first. Friday I had this wedge in place. Okay, and you can see we pretty much continuing it to the upside, and we had a break, we had a retest, and a move off it. So to me, this was confirmation that the wedge is broken. We had the diversions, we've got the momentum on the awesome oscillator to the downside. So everything's indicating that that was a wedge, but in true Aussie fashion, it turned out to be a channel. Okay, so now I've spoken about this often. The Aussie loves doing this, especially in trends. And you can't be emotionally attached to your money because more often than not, you'll get these reversal patterns wrong. So you just need to keep tight stops in place. And if it is wrong, just take it on the cheek and go in the opposite direction. Okay, so just using the Bill Williams alligator, just to show you how you would have needed to change your mind, is you would have seen at the open it gapped up. Okay, we were below the alligator. So what you were looking for was a retest of there, and here was a retest here. Okay, so this bar here was a retest. See this? So typically you would have been short below this bar and a stop up there. Okay, but there is a factor that you need to factor in, and that is that you had a gap here. So you had this daily gap. So when you've got a magnet below like that, wait for the next signal bar. And this wasn't a really good signal bar either, because it did have a long tail at the top, so a nice rejection off there, but it also had a tail off the bottom. So that would have given you a bit of a warning that, look, there's a bit of indecision here, so just wait. The next bar was a pin bar, and it was off a gap close. Okay, so normally what you would expect is another attempt at the alligator, and a rejection of either the teeth or the jaw. Okay, so the blue being the jaw, the red being the teeth. So you would have expected a rejection off there and then a move to the downside. Okay, that failed to materialize. You had a breakthrough, bounce off this level, down, and then you had this big inside bar. Okay, so the story is quite simple. You had the bears were in control off this level, and they pushed it down. A small bar, bigger bar, massive bar. So exhaustion bar. Okay, remember, you're looking for a trend to start. You're looking for this kind of thing, small measured bars to the downside. Okay, the minute you start getting small bar, massive bar, warning bell should go off in your head. And that would have been your entry there to say, okay, I was wrong. This is going up. Get out of my short, get in long, and ride this thing up. Okay, so that's just a quick review of how you should have been watching price yesterday. What I want to do here is I need to delete that level, and I need to delete that level. And what we want to do is just get the closing range in. And you can see the minute we got a break above the closing range, all bets were off that you were going down, and the higher probability was the upside, and you would have been looking for the breakout target and then the 161 extension of that. Okay, so that played out pretty well. So today I am looking for more of the same. Okay, now a couple of things. So we are on this trend line. Okay, so if I just go to the daily, so we're looking at, that was the first high, this was the next high. So that is my first trend line that I'm watching at the moment. So at this stage, I would expect us to bounce off this area. But the way things are looking at the moment, we've got the Hang Seng up 2.5%, and which means 10 cents up 1.5%. And we did get a positive close on the US markets on Friday. So this may just gap up and sort of break this trend line and then come back, maybe close a gap or just hold this trend line before moving higher. Okay, so for me today, it's really about trading the closing range breakout, but bear in mind it is Monday, so, and typically what happens on Monday is we tend to just do nothing and wander aimlessly until the US opens. Okay, so, you know, for me, the ideal trade would be a bounce off this area, so this 52850, so a gap up here, then run down, come and test the bottom or come and test the 50% here, sort of consolidate, and then for another push up. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an entry long, but I want it at a lower level. Okay, so we can put this one back in here. So, you know, a deep pullback down to this level would be ideal. You know, pullback back to 52156, that would be an ideal trade. So if we can get a pullback to here, it's a decent entry long, and you can have a pretty close stop loss so long as you're below this trend line. You know, I would say 50, 60 points below this trend line. You should be fine. Okay, so that's kind of my play on the Aussie today. Looking for longs, and we're looking to go with the trend now. And potentially we could have some kind of a short scalp at this level where we are now. But again, for me, we'll wait for 9 o'clock and see what happens in that first 15 minutes of the real market open at 9 o'clock before we start looking for a trade. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this at the moment. Hope that helps, and keep those stops tight, and enjoy your day, and I will definitely catch up with you guys in the morning. Cheers for now.